Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
So first,
absolutely,
and I was
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast One Season Wonders, Kid Nation Edition, episode 10, and the kids still suck. But we're here, we're watching, and I love this show. Oh my God.
I'm glad you're loving it.
I'm obsessed.
You ready to dive right in?
Not yet, because I got to tell you, Meredith, we have an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Patreon, and all that is in our descriptions. Also, if you enjoy this, you should leave us a 5-star review, and you should rate us. If you're not good with words, you can rate us, but definitely be sure to subscribe, whether you like us or not. Hit that subscribe button. And if you do hate us, but you feel like being kind, give us 5 stars, and then just rip us to shreds in the review, and I'll read it.
Oh, anyway. Also, in a review, give us suggestions for new One Season Wonders.
Ooh, or literally suggestions on anything you'd like us to do or talk about, because
we're open.
Meredith and I could talk about anything.
Clearly.
I bet someone challenged us to talk about something so out of pocket, and I bet we could do an hour on it. No questions asked.
Very true. Well,
anyway, let's get into it.
This out-of-pocket topic.
Down with town council. Especially this episode.
As we know, we left on a to be continued last episode. So amazing. Previously on Kid Nation, the town council tried to bring fairness to Bonanza, and they moved the kids between districts. And when we say kids, like 3 kids moved.
3. 4 maybe. 4 max.
Oh my gosh. Well, Red needed the brains with Nathan, Zach needed the brawn with Blaine, and Anjay wanted to prove his leadership with Emily. And Laurel refused to switch a single person. Yep. The town lost it, and at the showdown, Blaine proved powerful for Yellow. The town lost the reward for the 2nd time in a row. Boo. And at the town meeting, Randy went home. So I think we're down to like 36 kids. Great. But the kids lashed out at their council, and DK, Blaine, Greg, and Michael are now running against the current town council.
God. Greg is lit. Greg, anyway, go on. I'm so upset. I really have mustered over this, and Greg is like if someone so terrible and unqualified tried to run for president. Can you imagine if that happened?
Never. There's a quote at one point where I was like, oh, okay.
This hits so close to home.
I was like, whoa. Okay, so we're still at the town hall from last episode, and like we said in last episode, it's insane that they're doing an on-the-spot election.
This is, for a kid with my type of anxiety, this is terrible.
This was so mean, because I remember last time we did speeches, Zach was like, I can't believe Taylor didn't prepare. I would be so stressed having to prepare, because immediately Mr. Bonanza's like, let's do speeches right now. Zach,
Mr. Bonanza, he produced this because he knows the whole town hates town council, so he's going to get a brand new fucking town council.
Yeah, but
if we were able to muster over it, Green would be like, Blue, do not fucking vote for Greg. Do not vote for Greg. No time. Everyone's like, fuck Anjay. We're here. We're doing it. See, that's what they were doing.
This is causing maximum chaos. But
see right through you, Mr.
They really should have taken your suggestion. I know this is 15 years later, so they couldn't retroactively take this. But every other week, every other town hall, ask if anybody wants to vote. At each district, it should be asked if they want to vote on a new person at least.
Yes. Yeah.
Speeches. Zach says that
Wait, what if it was so out of pocket that they were like, you get 2 votes. One for your district and one you can vote in any other district you want. That is so out of pocket. You know, Olive Green would be like anti-Greg, anti-Greg, anti-Greg.
You're just trying to find ways for people to not vote for Greg.
If you really want to produce it, that's what you do. Yeah, I'm like, don't put Greg on that.
No, because as a producer, you want maximum chaos. So, like, they want Greg on this town council.
Oh my God, this is it's also so low stakes. This person tells me what to do for 20 days.
Because let's be honest.
Maybe listen.
Everybody puts power in the town council. Like, the town council actually means nothing. They go read a fucking book and they like make these quote unquote decisions, but it doesn't actually mean anything.
What does town council do? They boss me around. Okay. I was already going to go get water. Like, calm down.
To be honest, the showdown is the biggest part of their role because they usually play a key role in the showdowns.
Also, should have been thought about before you're like, yo, let's put fucking Greg on there.
We didn't have time. So
we didn't have time.
We have speeches, and Zach says he really loves this job, and he thinks he's really progressed in his role, which I wouldn't blame him. But he's running against Blaine, who was like 4 years older than him. So Blaine says that leaders need to motivate, and that's what the town needs, and he'll do that. Which
was nice that he didn't attack Zach. He was.
I don't think he hates Zach.
No, I think honestly, I think Blaine is just like, let's see what I could do today. Like, he takes it day by day. Correct. He's the kid that, like, someone came up to at a mall and was like, do you want to be on a TV show? And he's like, sure. Like, you're not going to convince me Blaine was auditioning. You know, someone was like, hey, we have a 15-year-old and we need another kid.
I need to know how every single person got on this show.
Yeah, I bet it was just, hey, you look fun. Do you want to be on TV? Okay. And then he got here and Greg was like, let's vandalize the town. And he was like, okay. And then Greg's like, let's go yell at people. And he, okay. And now he's like, I'm on yellow. Okay. Like, he just, if it presents himself, he's a yes guy. He's like, whatever.
Okay. Back to these speeches. So, Guylan asks to not be voted back to town council.
That was so funny.
He wants out of here. And Mr. Bonanza asks, does anybody object to DK being on town council? Nobody objects. So, by default, DK is the new red leader.
Welcome, DK. I do believe, though, everyone should be challenged if they're running for office. So
maybe somebody else in red should have someone had been up.
Like, someone else should have just been like, look, I'll probably lose, but I just want to throw my ring in that hat, or my hat in that ring.
Yep.
God, I'm like Jax Taylor. I don't know the saying. Anyway, go on.
All right. So Laurel is up now to give her speech, and she really loves this job, and she thinks she's been doing her best and just hopes people agree.
She's had 2 terms. Get her out of here.
I agree. I think she's
max
her
capacity.
And Andre are the only ones who have stayed on the town council since the beginning. Like, it is time for some fresh blood.
If it's 2 terms, get him out.
All right. It is now Michael's turn, and he wants to test himself. He really thinks that he can make Bonanza better and make it better for everybody else.
I think he, too, was like, we'll just see where this takes me.
1,000%. Finally, Anjay, he says that people should look at his track record, but then also says that people should give him a second chance, which I'm like,
Anjay's terrible.
If you're pointing out your track record and asking for a second chance, which, by the way, this technically would be your 3rd chance, it's not looking good, buddy. And you're against Greg. We need you to give him a better speech than this.
Oh my God, Anjay really dropped the ball on this one.
Greg gives his speech, and he understands people may not want him to be on the town council, but this could be his chance to prove that he is not a bad guy.
Sophia shakes her head.
Nobody believes this.
No! Oh my God, a fight outside your window. That's Greg.
Even the people of Chicago agree.
Hey,
Greg should not be on town council.
Don't let the vote happen. Filibuster, Anjay. Filibuster.
Honestly. But the vote goes through, and we count the votes. Like we know, DK will be the new red leader.
Did you notice that we didn't Jeff Probst it this time?
No, I did notice that. Thank God we didn't count every single one. We don't have time for this. But Mike says that it is, he feels some justice that Guylan is no longer town council member. And I'm like, Mike, get over it.
Easy. It's not fucking easy.
You lost though, Mike. Like, close the yearbook on town council.
He's vindicated.
For Green, the winner won 6-3, and it is Michael. Yep. And Laurel is so upset.
Do you think her feelings are big hurt because only 3 people voted for her and one of those was herself?
Yes, I think she thinks she's killing it, and I bet she thought she would win the opposite way, like a 6-3 vote.
No.
Or at least a little closer, like a 5-4.
I feel like Sophia and I think very similarly, and I think Sophia was like, we just need fresh blood. And also, if Greg's up there, Laurel can't face off against Greg. Throw Michael. Michael's 14, Laurel's 12. We'll throw a little age in there.
I don't know. Laurel can be, like, look how she tried to handle Taylor with the whole trash water situation.
You're right, she's Boston strong, but I think Greg, he needs more than Boston strong at this point. He needs Michael strong.
Laurel leaves her seat, Michael hugs her and said she did a really good job, which is true. She did do good.
She's
but
fallen apart.
Like you said, you've had two times up on on town council. It's time for some fresh blood.
Michael was so sweet. He's like, I love you. I really do. And I was like, I love green. I would want to be on green team just for the camaraderie. Yeah. I don't care if I win a gold star or not.
It is really
God,
nice.
if I was on blue,
I don't know. I think yellow and red would be worse than blue.
No, pluck my eyes out on blue. My gosh.
Well, it's time for yellow's vote, and the winner wins it 5-4, and it is Blaine.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I'm telling you, I don't think people dislike Zach as a leader, but I think the whole idea of having some fresh faces on there ends up making Zach lose.
Probably for again, I'm sitting here going, worst case scenario is Greg gets on town council. Blaine can help maybe de-escalate Greg in some way.
I don't know. He hasn't before. He has never stood up to Greg in the past.
You're right. He's just a puppet.
Yeah.
But now he's leading a whole team.
I was about to say, him leading like a whole different district maybe could help.
Of 10-year-olds. He needs to have his head in the game.
I also
he's
love
babysitting. Okay?
I love that Zach lashes out the minute he knows he's done with this. And he's like, well, this job sucks. I guess you're going to love it.
He fully, though, hugged Blaine and was like, this job sucks. And I was like, no, I feel it. This job's terrible.
It is. But Zach, terrible. You just wanted it again a minute ago. Like, now that you don't have it, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, though, I bet when you have something, you're like, I don't want to lose it. Right? You're like, you're going to fight for it.
That's how I feel about Laurel, though. It's like she just doesn't want to lose the vote.
You don't. You don't as a kid because you're basically losing a popularity contest. You're being rejected. Yeah. So I don't, like, even if I'm in a terrible relationship, I don't want you to break up with me. I want to break up with you, right? So, like, okay, even though this job sucks.
That's why Guyland's smart. He's like, I don't want to be up here. Don't even vote.
Yeah. Zach wanted to leave on his own terms.
True.
The way Guyland, I think, did. And it was too late. Zach gave his speech and then he was like, fuck, I didn't know we could bow out like that. So, like, you know, Laurel, I think, wanted it. I think Zach was like, take it or leave it kind of shit. Yeah.
Well, our final district, blue.
Oh, the man, Anjay wants the... Oh, my God.
I know. The vote comes down 7-2, and Greg wins.
This hits way too close to home. It, like, really does. It's terrible.
Anjay, like, cannot speak. He stutters, and he was like, I just tried to, like, do what was best for the town.
He lost the popularity contest, and his team hates him.
Yes.
Olivia's thrilled. Olivia will sleep soundly for the first time ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, she loves it. Yeah.
And people are freaking out, though, because they're like, wow, this city's going to burn down with Greg.
Oh, my God. Sophia has to take her Xanax. She's about to lose her mind. Her anxiety is skyrocketed. Yeah, me too, girl.
I am stressed.
I'm almost 30. I'm dying, Sophia, inside. This is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Greg and Blaine are both town council leaders, and that's a scary thought to a lot of people. And there's a big question out there, like, will Bonanza City crash and burn? Like,
yes. At the hands of Greg.
Yes, but I also think the other town council members are not the strong enough people to be able to push back on Greg, and so they're just going to sit there silently.
I think Blaine is the only one that could push back. And
of those four, yeah.
I think Blaine needs to really, like, mature up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think...
He needs to realize his responsibility.
He does. And I think DK could... Michael, I think Michael's checked out at this point. I don't think
he is like somebody to talk back to, like, what we need for Greg.
The problem with Green Team is they have such a good thing going. They're only concerned within their thing. So I think Michael will be, as long as Green Team's happy, Michael's good.
Okay. That actually makes me think of, like, Divergent. Like they're amity. They're the like peacekeepers. They're just like out there like farming the land and they don't want problems. Like leave us alone.
Don't drag us into your bullshit on Blue Team. Yeah.
But it's like, hey, when war is happening, you got to step up.
Poor Michael, man.
It is day 28, and Sophia is very concerned about Greg and Blaine on the council. But DK and Michael say it's going to be okay. Or like, well, Sophia says that DK and Michael will be okay leaders compared to Greg and Blaine. And
I think Blaine could. I think he has potential, but he's going to follow Greg, and that's going to make me mad.
Correct. But Sophia also says having Greg and Blaine as like on town council is as if you had a president without a background check. And I was like, girly, can we stop? Because you're hitting me too close to home.
Someone check on Sophia. It's currently 2024. Can someone check on Sophia? Make sure she's
how has she been the last few elections? Because I bet this feeling is like coming back to her. And to have that like traumatizing experience show up in the real world is probably pretty frustrating.
It's no secret. We record these in advance. I actually voted today, so this hits really close to home. Yeah, I went in. I know, official. But
look at you.
I want Sophia to know, or I want to know if she realizes that she basically can tell the future. Is she good? Is she okay?
I don't I forgot that this happened, or I knew part of this happened, but I didn't know about her fears about elections and how close this is hitting to home. Like us watching this and listening to this and recording this at the time we're recording this is just insane, the parallels that were happening right now.
Someone make a meme of Sophia saying that and like put it on a shirt. I need her. I need to know if she realizes she did this because it hits different, Sophia. You're a wise 14-year-old.
Feel what you're feeling, but in a real setting.
Yeah, but
this ain't no Kid Nation.
Is Greg worse? No, he's not. But like,
no.
Maybe. No. There's no law enforcement.
True. Well, the new town council does meet, and DK says that there's really no respect in this town.
No.
Which I don't think there is a lot of respect, but we're all children here. Like, there is no authority.
No, you hold no power. Correct. You hold zero power here.
Yeah.
You want me to respect the dude that wrote "Go Blue" on everyone's outhouse? Like,
That's the thing is please. I think, and this even goes for adults, people don't understand that to be getting respect, you often have to give respect first. And it is a give and take, and it's a relationship type thing. It isn't just something that's handed over to you.
Respect is earned on both ways. Like, there has to be. And I'm not going to listen to you if I don't respect you.
Yeah.
So half of this town council, I'm like, y'all are jokes.
Well, Blaine recommends a solution, and he has an exercise that everybody can go through where each individually goes up to the front and speaks. And every time somebody's interrupted, they start over.
No, this is immediately terrible. What is this going to prove? Respect? You're just doing a listening activity where I have to sit there.
He did this in school, which tells me a lot because I think this is also how our childhoods kind of were, is like you don't interrupt adults, and it's all about not interrupting people. I feel like is a lot of how respect was taught to us as kids, but it's about that type of teaching was about not interrupting your adults and like speaking when spoken to. And that's not truly how you get respect.
No, which is why I didn't respect anyone who would have made me do this in school.
I agree.
Like, think about the teachers you actually respected. They were the ones that treated you like people. They were the ones that listened to you. They were the ones that challenged you appropriately and didn't embarrass you.
Correct.
Tell me which one of those Greg ever does. No, none?
I don't think Greg could ever have respect, but I think Blaine, DK, and Michael has respect. DK has some. Blaine has a little, and then Greg it would be really hard to get respect.
I know this is over, but just for like future, if like, I don't know, with his kids, Greg's like, hey, I got to garner respect. Maybe instead, you know what would make me like respect that, or like would have worked here, is if they went up and said like, we really want to be a really good town council. For that, you're going to have to trust us and give us like some of your time and patience. But we want to like poll you to see what you want us to do as your leaders. Because technically when you hold a position of power, you're working for the people.
Yes.
Okay, the president isn't bossless. He works for the Senate, the House, and the people.
Everybody in the
States.
government, you are technically my employee as a citizen.
You work for me because you're supposed to do what I want. I mean, like as a collective.
Yes. But like your salary comes from everybody's tax dollars. Like,
and so that's my right then to vote for you.
Correct.
So so I voted for you, and now I expect you to listen to what I want.
Yes.
There we go. So I think they should have said, like, one at a time. If you talk over each other, if you yell at us, we're not going to do it. We want to do this very calmly.
That's where I thought the exercise was going to go. Is like, hey, like for them as a town council to like show respect
that would have been
something.
Amazing.
But
instead,
we have this chaos.
Instead, Michaela, what's her name? Kayla. I don't remember. What's the minion number one? She introduces herself.
I think it's like Kayla. I don't even know after that. But anyway, well, at first I thought that person was just going to start over. I didn't realize it was a whole tiered effect too. And I was like, okay,
so
that makes sense. Like,
stupid.
We need to get to know each other and to have respect. We need to get to know each other. And so, like, if somebody gets interrupted, that person is going to restart. So we all like listen to that person.
Yeah,
that would even make sense. But we'll get to how this doesn't make sense. So.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
It's 8:29, and Laurel is now realizing that she has lost all power. She has no say in this town, and she was a great town council member, and she is upset.
She's fallen apart.
I was very concerned at this.
She just needed... Boston Strong comes with a lot of pride, okay? Her pride's wounded.
Yeah, but I think she likes... This is the problem with the town council. It's that people want power. They don't want to, like, have a better town, live in a better city for all of us.
I think it depends. Laurel and Anjay were given the role.
Yeah.
And they never were able to lose it. Zach and Guyland was a wash. But Zach, he conceded the best out of all of them because he was elected. And so he knows how it goes. I think Laurel and Anjay are mostly mad because they never had to work for their power.
Yeah.
And now they lost it. So like...
It's a pride thing, I bet.
It was something you didn't have to work for. And you're like, when did I lose it? Yeah. Sorry. I'm all for down with town council. Down with every town council. Down with you. Down with them. Be done.
Well... Speaking of the old town council members, Guyland and Anjay reflect, and they realize that the new town council has no idea what they're in for. Which I agree. It actually is terrible to be on town council.
I would never want it.
I'm kind of shocked we had 4 people say that they wanted to be on it because town council just gets yelled at constantly.
I think sadly, and I'd be okay with it, I might be an Olivia where I lose. But then I'm like, it was for the best, you know?
Oh, absolutely. That's why she didn't run again.
Try. I mean, what else the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, I'll run for town council. It's so low stakes. What do I lose if I lose? 10 days in power, please.
Yeah, honestly. Well,
it's all good.
That new town council is ready to gather everybody in the saloon, and they announce their communication game. And everybody's like, excuse me?
Nope. There's no communication. It's just listening.
So people are very shocked once we explain the rules about everybody goes up, they talk, if somebody gets interrupted, and it's truly any interruption, which is ridiculous, but any interruption, whether it's positive or negative, restarts from the first person who goes.
You should have said, no one's going to interrupt, but if you want to like positively enforce, great. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if you want to be like someone's like, oh, I played the piano. Someone could be like, that's cool. You know?
Yeah,
if you breathe wrong.
This is about the town falling in line, not about respect.
This is about power. This is about the town council getting power and being dictators.
Correct.
If you cough, you're out. Yeah. Fucking, hi, my name's Greg. I I'm going to take a big long nap when I get home. Oh, someone interrupted. I get to go again. Hi, my name's Greg. I was like, if I hear the name Greg one more time.
I know. Well, Nathan is really shocked because Greg and Blaine especially don't give respect. So why are they asking for respect, and why would they deserve respect?
3 days ago, Greg was like, who else would say fuck you to Guyland, his town council member? So, and he was saying, Mallory's more of a man than you, Anje. Please.
Within the span of 3 days.
Please.
And that's all we saw. Like, let's be honest, there's more on the cutting room floor of this show.
Literally suck an egg. Fuck you. Yeah. The worst was someone was like, my birthday's in 3 days, and Pharaoh goes, happy birthday. And they get in trouble. I was like,
that's the wildest thing.
It just slipped.
Like, so we start, and it basically goes Greg, Blaine, Kelsey, Natasha, or Greg, Blaine, Kelsey, and then we like spiral into some other people. But they immediately have to like keep restarting because
Natasha
little interruptions.
Rude.
Okay, that's rude. Like, she is being disrespectful. I understand the restarting, and I kind of understand at the beginning you have to be a little bit more harsh on this game. In theory,
we don't have to restart with Greg though. Let Kayla or Kelsey or whatever go again.
Have the one person restart and then keep moving on with the chain. And
call
like
him
you
out.
said, like Pharaoh interrupted for, I think Michael went, and he was like, oh, I'm about to be 15. My birthday's in 3 days. And it's just like.
Happy birthday. Yeah,
That's respectful.
Here's the thing. Natasha laughed. So yeah, I like that Greg was like, oh, Natasha laughed because we're going to embarrass her. And it's like, Kelsey, go again. I think all you need to do is a little public embarrassment. And then have Kelsey finish.
But the thing is, that's not how you earn respect from town council, or like as a town council member.
No, this whole thing isn't how you get. But if we're doing it, there's better ways to do it. Embarrass her a little, have Kelsey finish. If Pharaoh says happy birthday, Michael could have just been like, thanks. And then we're done with it. And then we move on. I think someone was like, can I pee? And Greg's like, we start over.
Yeah, that would especially, I was like, we must have been sitting here for a long, long while.
It was like a Mallory type too, where they were like, can I go to the bathroom?
And
like, it was just a kid like dying.
Well, it gets even worse because we get to the point with people going up, and they're, instead of just saying something about themselves, they're using that time to say that this is stupid. This is like, you're going about this the wrong way.
Because town council can't say anything either.
Correct. Well, I don't think they want to. Well, I guess everybody would. Everybody would freak out if town council interrupted them.
Because they would start over. They would have to.
So it'd be like, person would start saying shit.
Because I don't think town council wants to be here for long either, but now they've done this thing. So now, if they interrupt, but they're like, we don't have to start over, it's like, nope, that's a double standard. You said we're all going to learn about respect.
This has gotten so out of control that now they have to dig in to what they started.
Yeah. Your punishment turned into a punishment for you.
To be honest, I would start interrupting every single time. I would make this a living hell.
It's like when parents like ground kids and then the kid is trapped with them and you're like, I wish this kid was out of my house and I can't do anything about it. That is this. And I loved when people went up there and went, this is such a waste of time. I literally would rather be gouging my eyes out. This is stupid. I think you don't have any respect either.
Yep.
I loved when they were like, why should I respect you? You don't respect me.
Markel says it at one point, and I was like, absolutely, use your time, please, for this.
I think at some point too, like if they were to interrupt like there somewhere, right? Let's hypothetically, I decided if Greg somehow like interrupted and we had to start all over, I would interrupt Greg every single time he went up. He'd be, hi, my name's Greg. I'd be like, and next. Hi, my name's Greg. Fuck you. Hi, my name's Greg. Yes. Like I would just make him stand there and be like,
that's what I would want to do because the town council, most of them go first. I would interrupt somebody on the town council every single time until they dismiss us.
I hope you die. Yeah, every single time. I'd make fart noises just to really stick it. And I think part of the town would hate me, but I think the hate for town council would be so extreme.
I actually think more people would start laughing and it would like make it worse. And I would want to embarrass town council.
Also, if someone was like, I have to go to the bathroom, I'd be like, let's go. I'm going to take them to the bathroom.
Let's all go.
Like,
can you imagine if the entire town got up and just left?
I would love if someone was like, we're doing bathroom breaks. Who's going to come with me? Boys go with this person. Like if I was like, I don't know, Markel, you take the boys, I'll take the girls. Let's go.
They're outhouses. We can all go at the same time.
Oh my God. Bet if I was 15 years old, I would have squared off to Greg. And
especially
if
I was like Natasha.
What are you going to do?
Who got embarrassed at the very beginning. Like, oh, we're all going down now.
Please, what are you going to do? There's no law enforcement. What, you're going to withhold my 50 cents?
I'll go steal from the market at this rate.
You don't think I'll just throw the challenge and then we'll get in last?
The dream.
I don't care.
Because I have nothing. I'm not going to get any. So why do I care if you get 10 cents versus 25 cents?
Yeah, I don't care at this point. I'll steal from, if I want a soda.
I would be Greg times 10 and Taylor times a million. Like, I'm not doing any work, and now I'm going to be so disrespectful to you. Welcome to town council,
thinking
bitch.
about this makes me so happy. Like, what would they do to us? They'll arrest us? Okay. The stakes are so low, and I would hope if I was, like, here, I could recognize that and be like, we're done. I don't care. I'm done.
I wish somebody would have done that, but instead...
I wish we were in this, Meredith. Take us back.
We don't see the game end, but we see afterwards the green is in the girls' bunk, like the entire green team, and they're talking about it. And Michael actually apologizes to Green. He wishes he would have spoken up and pulled them out of there because he realizes like that was... Once it got into action, I think he realized like, holy shit, this is not going to go well.
Yeah, but it's hard because you want to show a united front for town council. But also, this is the green team who elected you. So you have to answer to them. And I get that. And he's listening to their grievances and responding back and saying, like, I am so sorry I failed you as a leader.
I appreciate the accountability. I think there's constantly a push and pull between being a united town and standing for your district. And this is a time where you should have stood for your district. Like, like you said, they nominated Michael. Like, they should come first.
I think once it was decided amongst town council, Michael had to go through with it. I think he could have at some place been like, Greg, let's tone it down. But I don't think it would have been great to be like, green team, let's leave. I think it could have been like a conversation within town council. Michael could have stuck up for them. But I appreciate him listening to their grievances now, apologizing, talking. I think that's very grown up. I enjoy Michael.
I agree. Yeah. Honestly, Green has always really grown up. Sophia and Laurel really discuss their issues that they have with Greg and Blaine. But what's wild is Greg and Blaine are literally sitting outside listening to the whole thing, which literally this also would be me. I would love to listen in on conversations. The window is even open.
Yeah, I would listen in. Who cares? Yeah. The stakes are so low. You don't like these people either. What do you care? Like... none of it makes sense.
Oh, you're telling me that the entire exercise you have on respecting people didn't work? That's wild.
Oh, can you believe that these two teenage boys didn't garner respect? Please.
Well, it is now day 30, and Greg and Blaine are talking to DK about what they had heard last night from the green team. And
it wasn't anything bad.
It wasn't. Like, I kind of get it. There was a guy, I forget what his name is, on Green who said, like, Greg and Blaine do nothing. It would almost be nicer if they just sat in the middle of town and just, like, said nice things to people. So Greg and Blaine decide that's what they're going to do today. They are not going to do any work. They're going to sit in town and say nice things to people.
No, they catcall, which is so
gross.
Creepy.
Yes.
These are like 15-year-old boys. And then, like, Taylor walks by and they're like, Taylor, looking good in those jeans.
That's the thing.
And I was like, ugh.
It started out, like, I'll say somewhat innocent and, like, in the compliment zone, and then it got creepy.
Sophia, and then it was, like, Laurel.
Well, okay,
all right, but...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
DK, Blaine, and Greg were talking about it, and DK joins them, and that actually really upsets me because, DK, what the hell are you doing? You're making the situation worse.
Fuck you. Suck eggs.
They already have their chairs prepared, and they're literally sitting back to back so they can see everyone and comment on everyone in the town.
Down with town council.
Like we said, it was innocent stuff at first, but then it keeps intensifying. Because even with Sophia, they're like, oh, I really like those shorts on you. And I was like, this is fucking creepy. What are we doing?
So gross. Fuck you three. Down with town council, but also down with you as people. This was so weird. They weren't even just like, it's lovely to see you. They're like, oh, that sweatshirt hugs your body, right? It was so weird.
Because that first person, I think they said, like, good morning. You look so happy or something innocent. And it quickly curtailed into catcalling, especially to, like, Natasha, the older girls. I was like, thank God they're not, like, sexualizing these, like, 8-year-olds. But still, they're commenting. And it's mainly the girls.
It is. They didn't compliment any dudes. It was always like, "Oh, Natasha, like showing some leg," and I was like, and all three of them then would be like, "Yeah." Oh my God! If I tell, this is like my nightmare. This is why girls are afraid to walk alone. Okay,
this is why
Even
it's
in
the bear.
daylight.
This is why it's the bear.
Oh my God! This is why we picked the bear. Yep, every time.
So. Thank God that Green is so tight-knit because a bunch of the Green team members are talking to them. And
Boston strong.
Thank God Laurel kept them all together. Actually, I actually give her grace now.
Yeah, thank God.
So they are... The guy who had said the comment the night prior of like, oh, I wish they would just sit and compliment people and not do any work is like, what's going on? And Greg is like, let me tell you what I overhear. And they kind of talk about it. And they correct that. Honestly, Greg and Blaine should just get up and do the work. Stop doing this. This is ridiculous. And they also, Greg and Blaine come back and tell Michael that like, why wouldn't you speak up? Like you said that you didn't want to do that, but you went forward with it. And it becomes this whole like tit for tat conversation in the middle of the town square. Everybody's arguing. And Michael decides he is going to just have his own thoughts, decide his own decisions from here on out. He's not just going to go along with the rest of what town council wants to do, including what's happening right here. Like this is ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. When Green Team said, I wish Greg and Blaine would just sit in the middle of the town and like be nice to people, they thought they would just be nice to people. Instead, they're causing a ruckus being fucking weirdos, like catcalling 15-year-olds. And then when Green Team is like, what's going on? They're not nice anymore.
No, they're not showing any respect that they so badly want.
You were talking about us. I was like, you're fucking grow up. Yeah. Yeah. And what about it? What about it?
And they said that, like, that's their right. They have a right to discuss what's going on and air their complaints to their town council member.
You work for them. They can talk about you. And,
yep.
Like, look at what you're doing. And then they're yelling. They're not letting anyone speak. Mm-hmm. They're being terrible. And again, if you're 12 or 13, first of all, if you're ever yelled at by like a boy that's older than you, it's fucking terrifying. If you're being yelled at by 3 boys that are older than you and you're 12,
just shouting gross things at girls all throughout town too.
And I got to give it to Michael. He somehow stayed even keel and was not, I would have punched one of them. Like I would have lost it. I don't know. Stakes are so low. I might have been like, sit here all day then. I don't care.
But clearly the pressure is rising in the town. Like, I honestly think production had to step in because this is getting to like an unsavory level.
This was crazy. I thought Greg and Blaine were and DK was screaming his face off. I was like, who's this guy?
I was so disappointed in DK because I thought highly of him prior to this.
And then I didn't like how like the blue team was standing with Greg and Blaine and all like. It was gross. It was all weird and gross.
Yeah. So the town council meets up and Michael's the last one to get there and he sits down and Greg says awkward. That he wants them to be a team and the best town council that the town has had. And he does say he was wrong for listening in and he does apologize for what happened in the town square. But to go with your analogy about the like abusive dad is you're right. Like there's so many ups and downs with Greg. But he doesn't even apologize to like everyone or even show remorse and try to be better. He just does the next fucked up thing. He apologizes or he does one nice thing and everybody's supposed to get over it.
Like, God forbid someone says, no, I don't forgive you. He's like, well, I apologize. He's that guy. I apologize.
You have to accept his apology so then he won't scream at you more in that exact moment.
Yeah, but then he'll do it again. Like, he's not actually learning from his mistakes.
Correct.
He just apologizes. He thinks he's forgiven, and then he like moves on. So then he's living by forgive and forget.
Yes,
forget what I did, and then like I'll be here again.
And he seems to pick a new target every time, so then he can feel like, oh, well, I didn't bully you multiple times. I just bullied everybody once.
Yeah, but as they said, united we stand, divided we fall.
Down with town council.
No, down with town council. I've never felt it more deeply than this.
I am very concerned. Maybe this is why before we started recording, I was like, I'm kind of over this. Maybe it's because this episode is so depressing.
This hits way too close to home.
Yes.
Like, I shouldn't be this upset at this episode, and I think it's my circumstances.
I think it's the exact life I'm like in
I think it's
right
because
now.
I hate men, and I would rather have bears around me. And also, we're in an election year recording this. It's all a lot. So the fact that we're not only terrible like leaders and representation in government, but also we're catcalling women. This is why we picked the bear. Yes. Let the bear be president. Let a bear be president and be done with it. Just
let's try a woman first.
Let's try a woman. I mean, that's best case scenario. I would pick a woman over a bear.
Alicia, I didn't even notice that everybody on town council was a man until you said it in the episode. I mean, like, I obviously know their genders, but like I didn't clock that until at the start of this one I think you said it at the start of this one. Like, what? It doesn't matter. But anyways,
either way, yes, that is the first thing I clocked was everyone's going to be a man.
Yeah, it's clearly going really well.
Or should I say a boy?
Yes.
I'm so mad. Anyway, go
on. Okay, so
it gets worse. It gets worse.
Greg and Blaine move on from their little town council meeting, and they decide they're going to go and get people to work. And you know what?
Fuck with Taylor. Yeah.
In our theme of respect, they don't show any. And they are screaming at Taylor that she needs to haul water right now, but she is like, it looks like she's like making some type of dough or something. Her hands are literally covered in it.
Else. It was so stupid because they're like, Taylor, you need to go get water now. And
right now.
Like, I'm making bread. Or they go, what are you doing? And she goes, what does it look like I'm doing? And they're like, you gotta go get water. And she's like,
her response is not right now. Yeah.
Not right now.
Normally she would throw a tantrum about doing any work. She'd be ripping those shots in the saloon. This is the first time we've seen her like actually working when somebody asks her to do something.
She's actually working. Why do you need Taylor to go get why aren't you go getting the water?
This is them just throwing their power around.
This was so dumb.
I know Taylor isn't
Taylor
the
to go
best
get water
representation, but they constantly, every time they want her to do something, people always throw their power around with her, and it's not going to work.
She's actually doing something. I get when Zach was mad that she was making fruit salad when that was not her job. Yes. I understand that. But she's doing something, and neither one of you, I mean, like, Blaine's technically on yellow, but, like, do you actually care what she's doing? The fact that she's doing something. And why do you want Taylor to go get water? She's only going to bring one bucket when you could go get two and be more efficient.
There has to be other kids that are supposed to do this. Also, isn't yellow
They're second. They're merchants.
So why does Taylor need to do laborer's work?
You're going to, like...
Especially Taylor. If yellow was in last, maybe you could convince me of this. But if it's not her job... And she's the smallest person around.
Mean. They're just being mean. And they're just like, we're going to pick on Taylor. You're going to tell me Natasha and Migle can't go get the water if you got to pick on someone?
1,000%.
Taylor's doing something. Emily's not doing anything. It's because she's
an easy target. And to be honest,
she's
Greg says, I think Taylor's going back to her old ways. And I was like, don't you dare. This is the only time I want to defend Taylor.
She's 10. She's like, 10 years old. You're going to square off. 4 14-year-old boys are going to square off with 10-year-old Taylor when she's doing something?
They do, because DK says, if you don't do this right now, then you're not going to get the reward the next time we win.
Good for Taylor. I was so pro Taylor here. I went, don't go fucking do anything. I loved how she stopped working completely and stood there. Yeah. I went, same. You're going to tell me what? I'm going to get the reward that we're probably not even going to win? Okay.
True.
That's fine.
Listen, this type of threatening was useful weeks ago when she literally wasn't working at all. She was supposed to help with the trash. She wanted to, and she didn't do the water punishment. I understand if you're going to threaten it at that point, but you walked up, asked her to do water, and she said, not right now. She didn't say she wouldn't help you. She didn't say she wouldn't work. She wasn't laying in her bed. She was actually doing shit.
She wasn't being mean either. She was just like, not right now.
Yeah.
Like, we have a whole fucking day to do this. Like,
yes.
This drove me nuts. I was like, fuck all of you. Down with town council.
Taylor's pissed. She starts crying, and she says that it doesn't even matter about the reward because she wants to go home anyways. Randy left, and she promised Randy if Randy left that she was going to go home too.
That's what I would say too. I'd be like, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
And you know what? When Jonathan asks, why are you going home, Taylor? I'd be like, because town council was 4 boys, 4 years older than me, and they all made me feel bad. And I want to go because I don't like them and I don't feel safe with them. And I would have left. And I would have been like, this is because of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, because then on TV, you're bullying a 10-year-old girl.
And I would have hoped that, like, all the green would have just booed the town council.
I would have been like, yeah, Taylor, let me come with. Because then you know what's really going to stick it to this town council? If most of the people leave because they hate him so much.
That would be incredible.
Bye. I would have left. I would have been like, after the listening activity, I would have been like, goodbye. There's no way. There's no way.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Well, let's move on to the showdown.
A bunch of morons.
This week's theme is communication, which I realized that the town council never read the book. Maybe they did, and they just didn't edit it in, and that's why they had to do that whole exercise. But
yeah,
we did not have to deal with the book this week.
Back in the day with Bonanza City, we did a listening activity.
That's probably
sure
where Blaine got it.
And then Blaine was like, Eureka, I know.
Well, for this showdown, the kids have a bunch of pies, and they basically have to go through an obstacle course. And one of those pieces is like walking on 2 balance beams, like holding the pies on these like stick things.
Yeah, hilarious.
And then the pies will be shot down to the town council members, who will look at the pie tins. They each have a picture. They have to order them in the years that they were created.
Yeah, it's like a telegram, the telegraph, a keyboard, a phone, a television,
random shit.
I don't know how TVs communicate. Well, news. Never mind. I'm dumb. Don't listen to me.
So,
do you think you could have done this?
Oh, I would not have gotten it in the first round, but
no, I would have mixed up. I think it's like there was the second one, not telegraph.
The phonograph?
Phonograph. That one would have fucked me up.
That one I knew was really old.
That one would have fucked me up a little.
Yeah. I think it's just hard. I mean, they're kids.
You know where TV stands, and you know where telegraph stands. Go from there. It's like the presidents. Look at the picture.
That's the thing. I think there would have been like a few where you just know you need to like swap them or something. Okay,
but we got these morons.
Correct. So they have to complete this in 30 minutes to get the reward, which I was like, on the track we're going, these rewards are just not happening.
We'll never get this.
We started off, and Blue is the first to get a pie. Green is closely behind. And Blue and Green rock this challenge. At one point, they have like 5 of the pies. Yellow has 3. I don't really understand what's going on with Red. It just seems that they are hardcore struggling in this.
Emily was cracking me up. She was eating the pies.
Which was insane, because for a minute I was like, oh my God, are they in last place as Blue? But no, they were competing to win. And Emily is sitting there like slowing them down by eating the pies and then sending them down to the council member.
I would have done the same thing. I'm fucking hungry.
Not if we have a chance to be an upperclassman.
We're going to do it. You can tell me Greg's going to make me work, please.
That's true.
Fucking loser.
So, Green has their last pie down the chute, and Michael and Hunter kind of communicate through the obstacle course to get things in the right order. Michael submits them, and they are incorrect. And
the ones Michael messed up, though, that's what I would have messed up.
Yes. He only, I think, had 2 wrong. And then Blue submits theirs, and they have everything correct. Blue
because
is upper
Anjay knows.
Yes.
Anjay told Greg which was which.
It was kind of funny.
Greg's a moron. He's got $20,000 to go to college, and I doubt at this point he's going. He doesn't know shit.
It was kind of funny that at the beginning of the show, the town council members were like people who are smart and leaders, and now it's just random people who are voted in. And like we said, the town council has a pretty prominent role in these showdowns, and it does typically require some smarts.
Greg literally tried to emasculate Anjay last episode. Now he's like, Anjay, what came
Anjay,
first?
tell me the order.
The telephone or the TV? A fucking idiot,
gosh.
this dude. Yeah, no.
Well, so we have Green resubmits. They get second place. They're the merchants.
Nice job. Yes, Green. Always pro Green.
Blaine is really struggling with this order. He submits it and everything is wrong.
Wait, Zach goes, I think Blaine is moderately intelligent. And then like thinks about it. And he goes, he's moderately smart.
I think he's like trying so hard not to offend this older kid, as if he's going to hear the interview like right after he says it.
I think Blaine's moderately intelligent. God. Nope. Try again. The fact that he got the TV wrong is just so funny.
That is what concerned me. He was talking about the order and certain things, and I was like, come on. Nah.
When did the TV get invented? Yeah, all right, sir.
So, Red submits their order. They're also wrong. So, who is going to come in third and fourth place? Blaine submits, and they actually get it right this time. They are the cooks, and Red is there for the laborers. But
Mike is Helen. Dude.
I know.
Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
We have 1 minute left to finish, and will they finish on time? Mike is trying so hard to screen this order, but I also think he's wrong, and...
No, he was right. He was telling DK switch it, and DK's like, I think Mike might have been wrong the first time. Like, I think he told DK, and DK got it wrong. And then Mike's like, switch these. And he's like, no, Mike, you already got it wrong. I was like, well, you're not moving, guy, so do something.
Here's the thing. This was really hard to communicate because everybody's scattered throughout a freaking obstacle course. So, like, truly they are screaming these answers.
Yeah.
And then second, there's no trust or respect between anybody in this goddamn town. It just was horrid. But we get it down to the last second. And Mr. Bonanza comes over to check it. Either Red has it right and they get the reward, or they're wrong and this is over.
Oh, this was it. Hang on. DK was like, radios haven't been out that long. And I was like, sir, they were getting news about like World War II with radios. Throw it to the front.
Oh my God.
We were traveling with radios. We were in the trenches with radios in World War II, okay?
No,
they were portable radios. They've been around.
I didn't think that I was like a genius as a kid, but compared to some of these kids, maybe I was.
That was the original television, was the radio.
And they're our generation. Like, I get that, like, today's kids may not know these things, but, like, those were our generational kids. They should know this stuff.
You're good, yeah.
Red got it. They all win the reward. Finally, after 2 previous weeks of not having it, we get it. And everybody says that, or all the town council members say, no matter what it is, Taylor's not getting it. Because let's remember, they're really throwing their weight around towards Taylor.
Fuck Taylor. She was working, but not what we told her to do, because we're
a dictatorship. So we see the choices. And the choices are ponies, and that'll help haul things like water, or letters from home. And all the kids start screaming at the letters because people miss their families.
Then the stupid town council discusses it.
Yeah.
And they're like...
It's very clear. This one I think was the most obvious of what you go for. But Greg comes out and says, we decided to take the ponies. Pauses. And throw them out the window.
No, wait. When they were discussing it, someone goes, but what if we give them the letters and then they get sad and they don't want to work anymore? And I went, just pick the goddamn letters and be done with it.
This is the thing. The town council is so worried about, like, people not respecting them, or like people not working hard, or like people wanting to go home. If you picked
the ponies, you think I'm going to respect you then? Please.
This town council doesn't have any logic behind them. To understand what is best for this town. Like, fuck this town council. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, everybody gets their letters. They're handing them out. And they realize one person doesn't have a letter. Taylor, come up here.
We have one left. We're going to embarrass her in front of everyone.
Yeah. They make her promise that she's going to work hard. And they decide to give her a letter, which thank God they do. Because they do decide, like, they could not withhold this type of reward. Which,
for a second, I was like, if they don't give this to a 10-year-old girl... I'll honestly jump through my screen and light them on fire.
But I will say, when you throw down the gauntlet and then don't follow through with it, you're losing even more respect. Nobody believes that you are serious about this stuff. What I think they maybe could have done is, Taylor, we want to see you work after this showdown, and we will give you we'll give you a task. You need to complete it, and we'll give you the letter.
Dude, they would have looked like villains. They're a bunch. This is the problem with having no girls on town council and only 14-year-old boys.
Because they're heartless.
No, you look like a bully, dude. No matter what you do to these little kids, specifically the little girls, if they held that, even if they said, like, Taylor, if you do like 30 minutes of work, we'll give you the letter, you look like you're just
That's so true,
this
because
kid.
when that water situation happened a few weeks ago, remember, like, Laurel was the one delivering the message, and then they trapped Taylor in her bunk, and
she felt unsafe with Zach.
Yes, and so Laurel was like, let her go.
This is the problem when you have only men in power, as we'll learn. But yeah, they look mean. And here's the other thing is you don't even have like a 10-year-old boy. Like, it's all these older kids. Like, that's so scary. Think of like the playground.
That's so true.
Like, this is so scary. Even them bringing Taylor up and being like, we have one letter for you, you better work. I was like, dude, just give her the fucking letter. I'm going to kill you. Give her the letter.
Yeah. Well, like, so it's nighttime now. Everybody got their letters, and the yellow girls are in their bunk enjoying their letters.
Crying.
And Taylor decides to stick it out. She really thinks that Randy should have stuck it out a few more days, and she would have gotten her letter and been happy. We also see other kids reading their letters. Greg finds out that his cousin was shipped to Iraq and he won't get to see him for a while, which is that is pretty sad.
He goes, though, sad for you, Greg, I guess a little bit. But Greg goes, oh, yeah, my cousin's in Iraq. If you're seeing this, just know I love you. And I go, they're not streaming Kid Nation in fucking Iraq.
Yes, that's not how that works. But yeah, they could see it. They could see the show.
I was cracking up, though. I was like, that is so, imagine there's a bunch of like men in 2007 and they're like, oh, we have nothing to watch. Give us CBS Kid Nation's on.
Well, I mean, I don't know what day of the week this was on, but if this was airing in the fall, your cousin may have caught it right after some football.
That's so stupid.
Right from NFL into Kid Nation. That's the dream.
Yeah, right after the NFL, they're like, stay with us for Kid Nation.
Okay,
like,
so
I miss you.
It's day 31, and Laurel is still missing being on town council. She doesn't really feel important anymore. Girly. But Olivia says that she can do something about it. And they kind of discuss some things. And honestly, Olivia tells her just to stay away from anybody who causes trouble and just to basically stop dealing with the bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
And Olivia has figured it out. Olivia's like, thank God I lost that election.
No. Yeah, thank God, or else you have to deal with fucking Greg.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's time for the town hall, and Mr. Bonanza asks who approves of the town council. Half the town raises their hand, and half does not.
I think half the town is scared. I gotta respect Green. They're never satisfied.
But they like their leader. They're only unsatisfied with the other leaders, let's be honest.
As they should be.
There's a lot of discourse.
I'm unsatisfied with every senator, not just my own.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of discourse, especially on how Blaine and Greg act. And Greg gets very defensive. And he starts fighting with every single person who has a comment.
Is there a rule? Like, if you argue so many times, we'll kick you off the show. Like, I have a headache.
Listen, there's like appropriate type of arguments back and forth, but Greg just screams at people and he's so mean to them. And it gets to the point where DK and Michael tell Greg to just listen and stop being so defensive. And that I think DK says this, that these are the people that you work for. Like, you need to listen to their thoughts and opinions. This is their time to give you feedback every 3 days.
Thank you. And then I think Blaine even at some point is like, dude, just shut up.
When Blaine is pissed off, you know we've reached a new limit.
Like, it's not even fucking fun anymore. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's so annoying. These people are literally like, you made me feel uncomfortable. You were catcalling me. They didn't say that, but like,
that's
and Greg would be like, no, I didn't. You should get thicker skin. I didn't run for town council.
That's what he was saying. He was like, you're just mad because I'm blunt. That's not being mean. You just can't handle it. And it's like, no, Greg, this isn't like, oh, you putting chalk on and like tagging the buildings and we can just rub it off. Like, you are being so rude to people.
Team fucking Sophia, though. She will go toe to toe with this fucking moron. Yeah.
That's my problem with Michael, only because he's just a little bit more quiet and like isn't as forceful. We needed like a Laurel, a Sophia in that position for Green.
I think Michael's just like me, like so done with this shit. He's so annoying. Greg is literally my nightmare.
I know. Well,
anyway,
on to the next question. Does anybody want to go home? And nobody raises their hand. Everybody is staying.
Yo, if I was Taylor, you couldn't pay me to stay at this point. Like, I would have been so out.
There has to be some type of incentive. Like, if you stay the whole time, you get like X amount of dollars versus like just participating in the show.
Maybe, but
what is
as
keeping
a kid,
these kids
it's not
here?
even worth it. It's not even fucking worth it.
But like, no, it has to be something substantial, like $10,000, or even as a kid, you know.
I think the older kids are probably like, I don't want to quit. And I think that mentality is probably like trickling down to the younger kids a little bit. Like, I don't want to be a quitter. I don't want to go home. I don't want to give up. Like, I genuinely think Sophia's like, this is a test and I'm not going to quit. I'm going to
agree with that.
This. Right. And I think the older kids are probably like, yeah. And I think that's probably the mentality of the town. So I think the little kids maybe like get that too.
Yeah.
But bro, you got 4 older kids yelling at me. I'm gone. If I'm Taylor, I'm fucking gone. Fuck. And I'd make such a scene. Because you know Taylor could. She'd be like, they're mean and I don't like them and I'm leaving because I want to be near them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Greg, I thought you were my friend and you're not. Fucking storm out.
Well, it is time for the gold star and they decide to give it to Laurel.
Boston strong.
They initially had talked about not giving it to anyone, which is ridiculous.
That was so dumb. You're
Again,
not going to withhold $20,000 from a kid.
They're just trying to throw their weight around. And I don't think production would let them. Like, you can't just not vote for somebody. But Laurel gets it. She asks for a hug. Greg at first says no. But he follows it up with he wants an individual hug.
Gross. After you catcalled me in the town square, no way.
I'm glad Laurel got it. And to be honest, this is the best reason for her to be off town council.
Yeah, I mean... Do I think she deserved it? Not necessarily, but someone needed it. It was Laurel.
I bet the minute she's off town council, everybody voted for her in like green.
Oh, I forget it's a vote. Yeah.
Well,
Go
not
green,
really a vote,
baby.
but I mean, I think they do every week let people give their opinion. And I bet a lot of people did say Laurel deserves it after weeks of hard work on the town council.
Yeah,
she really was a
it
good
was.
town council member.
I bet a lot of people nominated her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go green, dude.
That's their
Boston
5th
strong.
one.
Boston. But let me tell you, can I talk about Laurel calling her parents? Because it cracked me up.
Yeah.
So Laurel's parents are so Boston too. They call and Laurel's like, I got $20,000. When I can't do a fucking Boston accent. I need to hear it and then I can do it because I was like cracking up. And her mom's like, $20,000. I was like, oh my God, it's so Boston. I was so upset. Boston strong, baby. Park the car. You know?
Well, who do you have to give us an update on?
All right, I'm going to give us Zach because he is off-town council and he's fucking thrilled. And he thinks Blaine is moderately intelligent, which was so funny. So Zach actually went on, so not as successful as DK went on to be, but as a kid actor, Zach played the role of Lewis, which I guess was the main character, in Beethoven's Big Break. Remember the dog Beethoven?
Oh my God.
Up? He was in Beethoven's Big Break, the 6th installment in the Beethoven film series.
This just makes me think about the Air Bud series. Like, there's always a new family.
Yeah, for some reason, the 2000s were big with dog. Like main character dogs who were kind of like people. I've heard, though, of Beethoven's Big Break.
I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever watched them.
But Zach was in it. That's so exciting.
Look at him.
Since then, Zach has gone on to have a career in law and justice. I think he's a lawyer.
Maybe he got influenced by the week where they had Law and Order.
Oh, he was like, I must. But I couldn't confirm if he's a lawyer or not, but he is in Law and Order, not the TV show, but the actual thing. And so just some extra background on Zach. He went to the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And fun little fact, he wrote for the school paper
Look at him.
On socio-political policies.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he went into politics. No.
Could you imagine if he was like a local like town council member?
Yeah. Also, I looked it up, and Zach is not the main character in Beethoven's Big Break. So I don't know which. I don't know who the fuck Lewis is, but you know who is the main character is that guy from Hannah Montana, Moises Arias or whatever, the little small guy.
Yeah.
Maybe someone gave false news and put that as Zach, but it's really not. No, I'm just kidding. It was really on IMDb. So we're going to take that. Wow. But yeah, our little socio-political commentator, Zach.
Oh, Zach. So glad that this had a great effect on your life.
Amazing. So with that, we have 3 episodes left?
Yes.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Oh my God. I can't wait to share all I've learned.
I agree.
Anyway, this was great. Do all the things.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.